Hey guys, welcome in to Come Cook with Joe this week. Tonight we are making a cheesy chili mac. So it's going to be really fun. It's pretty quick. You're only going to need one high-walled frying pan or a chateausse. It does need a lid, so just make sure that you grab a high-walled frying pan with a lid. And then we'll go ahead and get started. So another quick and easy one, another one that you could do with your kiddos if they're being rushed off to a sporting event. And it'll keep them warm on colder days. I know today we don't have that much of a problem, but so we'll go ahead and get started. So we've got our high-walled frying pan here, our chateausse. I got a brand new nice wooden spoon that's really nice. I'm going to use it tonight. And then I've got a lid for our frying pan. So that'll come in handy here in a few minutes. We're going to need a medium-sized onion, and we're going to use it all. So we're going to chop that up here in just a few minutes. We've got our can of tomato sauce. We've got salt and some pepper to taste. I didn't refill my pepper shaker up. So we're going to need 2 cups of water, so I got a 2-cup measuring cup out. Most of our measurements tonight, guys, is going to be a tablespoon. So it's real easy. I'm going to eyeball it with just a regular spoon from the cupboard. So we'll use that tonight. I've got some chili powder. And of course, we've got our brown sugar, which we're going to be using here in a little bit. And again, that's just a tablespoon. We've got our vegetable oil, which is canola oil for us. We have cayenne, which is going to be optional. If cayenne's too hot for you guys, just leave it out, just to admit it. It's fine. We're just going to use a little bit of a sprinkling just to give it a little bit of taste of heat. Some smoked paprika. And again, we're going to use probably about 1 tablespoon of that. We've got some ground cumin, and we'll be using a tablespoon of that. I've got my Mexican-style cheese blended. Hi, Mom. And then we have 8 ounces of elbow mac. Now, of course, this was a 16-ounce pack, 1 pound, but we're only going to use half of that. So I took half of it and put it in another Ziploc, and then we can use that for something else later. I've got our minced garlic that we're going to be adding in here in a minute. And then we also have our pound of turkey. Now, I wanted to show you guys this. This is how we freeze ours. So if you get some gallon-sized freezer bags, and then you put a pound of turkey in there and then mash it out and then set that in the freezer, you go from a big package down to that thin, and so you aren't taking up as much freezer space. Plus, it thaws out a whole lot faster, and if you want to go if you want to cook from frozen, you can take this on the side of the table and break it up until it fits into your frying pan. So it's really, really beneficial. You can do that with turkey. Any ground meats would be great with that. So first things first, we'll go ahead and get our onion cut up, and we'll get it diced. And that way we can utilize that. It's really going to be one of the first steps that we're going to do. Again, guys, it's really nice that it's only one frying pan, so you won't have to worry too much about dishes, which is always a nice thing. So, Riley made the shot.
Yeah, he's like right at your feet.
Oh, I'm wearing my flip-flops too, aren't I? That's different. Alrighty. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Kathy. Glad you guys are with us tonight. Hopefully you guys can be cooking along with us because I think you'll really like this dish.
I got her all her stuff ready to go.
Oh, awesome.
She was stressing because she couldn't find her smoked paprika.
Well, Cindy, if you can't find smoked paprika, that's fine. You can use regular paprika. It's just you're going to lose a little bit of the smokiness to it. And I know you found it, but I'm just saying for all of our other viewers, if you don't have smoked paprika and you just have regular paprika, that would be fine too. So we made it to Thursday, which is exciting. The week's gone pretty quick. This is Kim's Friday, so she's off tomorrow. I put in for half a day of personal, so hopefully I can get that.
Mom said she's pretty sure she has everything.
Okay, so Cindy thinks she might have everything.
I'm pretty sure she has cayenne.
She's going to use the cayenne?
Well, she says she has everything.
I don't know if Mom's actually, or Cindy's going to actually use the cayenne. That would be shocking for me. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this turned on to a medium-high heat. We're going to take a tablespoon of our vegetable oil and put in about a tablespoon. And now we're going to let that...
She said, no.
Yeah, Cindy said no on the cayenne. So we're going to let that get hot. Let it start to shimmer. And then once it starts to shimmer, then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in our onions. And we're also going to add at that point in time our chili mix and our brown sugar. So we're going to bring our chili over here and our brown sugar. And I'll bring my spoon over. So really, guys, the longest thing that's going to take tonight once we get this going is just for your noodles to cook down. So we're going to actually put the raw noodles in on top of everything once we add our water and our tomato sauce. And then we're going to put the lid on there and keep it at a good boil. We're going to keep stirring it up so the noodles don't stick. And we're going to cook the noodles right in there with everything else. So that's kind of fun. So while we're waiting for the oil to warm up, I will let you guys know that this next week we can have a discussion. But this next week I have got obligations on Friday to where I won't be able to make it on Thursday because I'm going to have to be prepping on Thursday. So if you guys want to, we can either omit this next week or we can meet on Wednesday and do Come Cook With Joe on Wednesday instead of Thursday. So just if you will, in the comment section, just leave what your thoughts are. And if you want to meet again, we will meet on Wednesday instead of Thursday. And if you want to take a week off, we can do that too. So it's whatever you guys want to do. Okay, we got a little bit of a shimmer going, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my onions and throw them in. Grab my big old spoon here. Get those stirred in there. Now, on top of that, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to add our chili powder. And guys, I'm just going to eyeball this to a tablespoon. And then we're also going to incorporate our brown sugar.
Your mom said Wednesday sounds good, but you can use this for you and me.
Okay. So my mom said Wednesday would be good. So like I said, if you guys can just turn in your thoughts on that, that would be great. So we've got the one tablespoon of brown sugar and the tablespoon of chili powder in this. And as you see, it's hitting that oil and starting to absorb into it. And that's going to caramelize with our onions here as well. So basically, guys, what we're going to do at this point in time, we're going to cook our onions until they become a little bit translucent. I know it's going to be sort of hard to see, but what you're wanting to do is get those onions a little tender. So we're going to cook that for about, I'd say about 5 to 7 minutes, if that. Guys, let's go ahead and grab our cumin as well. I almost forgot. So go ahead and take our cumin. And again, another tablespoon on top of that. And just go ahead and add that on in. Smells those seasonings and spices coming up at you. Man, that smells good. Yep. Guys, I tell you what, let's go ahead and grab our smoked paprika also. This was a rogue idea that Kim and I had. So we're going to add in our smoked paprika. Again, about another tablespoon. No, not yet. We'll add the cayenne at the end. Kim was asking if she wanted our cayenne right now. I don't want to do that right now because, guys, with pepper, you can either cook pepper up or you can cook it down. And so basically what's going to happen is with this dish, if we continue to cook the cayenne, you're going to cook the pepper up. And it would be extremely hot. So we will just do that at the end, almost to a taste. We're just going to sprinkle it over the top whenever we add in our, or right before we add our cheese, and get that stirred in. And then we'll add our cheese. And then we will put the top on and let that cheese melt, and then we'll be set to go. So again, we're waiting for our onions to get a little bit translucent, a little bit tender, and then we'll be able to start building on top of that. So what we're going to do with that is after this, we're going to add in our garlic, and then we're going to cook until fragrant for about 30 seconds. So looking pretty good. Let me grab my garlic. Again, with the same spoon, I'm just going to come in here, add about 3 cloves of garlic. Now we're going to grab our ground turkey. And we'll go ahead and add that on in. Oops. Is the video feed better tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly where it needs to be.
All right. So if you guys were with us last week, we had some technical difficulties because the camera I had flipped around backwards and it was getting the wrong shot. So I think we rectified the situation tonight. So, okay, guys, we're just going to incorporate all this stuff together. Then we're going to let it cook through, and we're going to cook that turkey until it's no longer pink. Right now it's about an orange with all those different flavors and seasonings in there. Oh, yeah, that would be fine, honey. Kim's asking which bowls we want to use tonight. And we've got 3 different sizes and colors. So while that's cooking, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put the lid back on the garlic first. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my 2 cups of water. So I have my 2 cups. We're going to get some water. Just like that. Whew. Now the noodles, guys, will take roughly about anywhere from 12 to 13 minutes to cook. So, of course, that is the next couple steps. That is going to be probably about the longest thing that we have to do is cook off our noodles. While that's cooking, I'll go ahead and put some of our spices back. Put my cumin back here. Smoked paprika. My chili powder. Yeah, we're going to have to pick some up. I need black pepper here in a minute. Since that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and grab my can opener and get my tomato sauce open. Take that off the rest of the way. No, I won't either. Because it's stuck. I see. Okay, I guess it won't. So the other day I was noticing on my my dashboard that I had a lot of people from the Philippines watching, so I want to send a shout out to everybody from the Philippines that was watching. So,
Mom said that she's impressed with your neatness because you were never like that at home.
what neatness.
Of the cleaning up as you go.
Oh, I see. Huh. How often did I cook at the house? So my mom's saying that, well, everyone else I guess can see it, huh? Yeah, so, well, that's true. So mom's asking why wasn't ever this neat at home, because I'm cleaning as I go, and I'm like, well, it's all about presentation, I guess. And of course, in the kitchen, that's what you're supposed to do, is be cleaning as you go. So, okay, so turkey looks pretty good. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our, let's see, where to go, our can of tomato sauce. That lid was giving me fits. It didn't really want to come off. Get that a nice stir in there. Excuse me. And now we're going to add in our 2 cups of water. Now I know it looks really loose right now, but as we cook the noodles in there and the noodles absorb some of the water and we reduce this, it'll get thicker. All right. Now we're going to get that nice stirred in. Alrighty. Now we'll go ahead and grab our, I need to remember to slow down. The other day I was watching, almost made myself motion sick. Yeah. Kim FaceTimed Levi the other day, and I give a shout out to Levi, and he was carrying the camera and doing FaceTime, and he was showing her the timeshare or whatever they was at, the condo they was at, and Kim almost got motion sickness. That was kind of funny. So we're going to go ahead and add in our pasta. Once we add that in, we're going to go ahead and get that incorporated. Again, guys, another positive of this is that it's one pan, so that makes it kind of nice. It reduces your cleanup. You don't have 2 different bowls or pots to try to clean up. You just have the one pan and whatever you're going to serve it with. So now since we've got that taken care of, I'm going to use my measuring cup for my spoon rest. And we're going to cover this. And we're going to let it go. Again, we're going to stir it every once in a while to keep the noodles from sticking. Another thing that we might have to do is adjust our heat up or down, just as long as we can keep a good steady boil going, a simmer. A vigorous simmer is what I'm looking for. I lost the word. So that's what we're going to keep our eye on next. So right now, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make my mom proud even more and do a little bit more cleanup. So, oops. Which most of this is out in the mudroom, so that'll have to wait. I'll bring my cayenne pepper over there and ask my wife if she wouldn't mind putting the garlic away for us. I will bring the cheese over with us. And now for the long haul, guys. This is the longest part of the meal right here. It's 12, 13 minutes cooking. And again, we want that pasta to get al dente, unless you live with someone that wants a little bit more softer noodle. And because my wife really doesn't care much for al dente. So we're going to go ahead and cook those off a little bit longer than that. Usually the pasta takes anywhere between 12 and 13 minutes. And then after that, once they're tender, then we're going to turn the heat off. We're going to add in half of which is a cup of our cheese, because we're going to use 2 cups tonight. We're going to add in half of that and stir that up. And then we're going to go ahead and kill the heat. And then we're going to take the rest of that cheese and put over the top. And then we're going to let it sit and recover it. And that cheese is going to melt for us. And then we'll be ready to eat. So a great meal. So real quick, like I said, easy. It doesn't take a lot of steps to it in order to get things together. And so it's I think once you guys taste it, you're going to really enjoy it. So again, the thought is with the cayenne, if you don't like heat, definitely don't add it, because it will definitely add a heat to it, obviously. And so just be aware of that. I don't want you guys to eat something that's too hot for you. So today I took, or not today, but the other day I took my second COVID test and it came back invalid, so I'm going to have to take one probably tomorrow again, and hopefully we can get that squared away. So, tricky times.
So good job remembering it gets hot.
Yes. Kim said, good job remembering it gets hot, so that's why I grabbed my pot holder, because the little metal part right there, even though it's got the silicone on the outside there, that metal piece really heats up, and we found that out the hard way. So just leave that right there. So another thought with hot pads and stuff like that, and towels, never leave those things on top of the stove, because you might accidentally leave a burner on, and that could catch fire real easily. So just pay close mind to that.
Your public service announcement.
There's your public service announcements for the day. I'm going to reduce this just a pinch. She's doing good. She's smelling great. That sauce is thickening up nicely for us. Loving my spoon. My Clarence Kroger. Our Kroger's has some really nice clearance section, and we find a lot of gems over there a lot of times. I got a lot of diced tomatoes recently. They had an entire 2 cases of diced tomatoes and 39 cents a piece, so I picked up quite a bit of them. So we've got stuff for chili and all different sorts of stuff.
Make your own tomato sauce.
Make my own tomato sauce, my marinara sauce, which my wife, by the way, says is better than Prego. So a thought was put out. I don't remember if I brought this up last week. I don't think I did. So a thought was put out about getting closer to the holidays. If you guys still want to continue Come Cook with Joe, and doing things such as holiday cooking, maybe doing different things like my Buckeyes and Divinity, and maybe even meringue cookies, sort of Christmassy sort of stuff. We can also look for some different Christmas main courses and whatnot. So if you guys would really like to do that, just again leave the comments in the or leave your message in the comment section.
My mom said, so we're going to be doing a lot of tomato dishes?
So, and then let me know what's going on with that. So Cindy's asking if we're going to be doing a lot of tomato dishes. Yeah, chances are probably. No,
Dad will have to dump his tomatoes.
yeah, Dad. So Kirk's going to be totally not happy with us. Kirk doesn't like tomatoes, at least big pieces. And all they had was diced. I was telling them the other day that I usually use petite diced in my chili because Kim doesn't like big chunks of tomato. So usually if a recipe calls for a tomato, I usually have to half the recipe for tomatoes on that. So that's funny. Let me get this can taken care of while it's still here. Put it in our recycler.
Mom said the taco soup was delicious.
Oh, great. So Cindy and Kirk was over last night, and we had made a taco soup last night. And it was pretty good. It almost came out almost like a chili. So this is getting done quicker than I had imagined. Of course, famous last words, you're going to bite into a noodle and it's going to be like crunchy. And you're going to be like, no. So again, guys, you can see the sauce is thickening up. Those noodles are starting to absorb some of that liquid. And it's boiling, so we're reducing. You can see all the steam coming off of this. So we're reducing that down, which makes for a thicker sauce, which is going to be really nice here in a minute. Let me just test one of these on the side. Oh yeah. Well, maybe a minute longer. So everyone knows how to test for doneness on spaghetti, right? You can take a noodle and throw it up against the wall, and if it sticks, then it's done. So. A lot of other people will just, test a piece and see if it works.
My dad's excited about holiday ideas.
Okay. So, my mom is actually the one that brought that up about the holiday stuff. And like I said, I've been wanting to do Buckeyes with you guys. I've got a killer peanut butter cookie that I had found recipe for. It actually calls for Crisco, which is the actual Crisco peanut butter recipe. And oh my goodness, it is so good. Kim can contest that one also. It is a very, very good recipe. So that's the one I actually use at work with my guys, teach them how to cook peanut butter cookies. So maybe we could do peanut butter cookies. Maybe I can show you guys my Buckeyes. Like I said, the meringue cookies are kind of fun. Divinity is kind of fun. Some candies. Get everybody ready for the holidays. So that would be kind of nice. Okay, guys, I think this is thick, so I'm going to go ahead and kill my heat. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take half of my cheese. I'm just going to lay it right in here. We had gotten into this last night, so I don't have as much as I wanted. I should have grabbed up 2. Now you're going to stir this in, because again, this is going to be chili or cheesy chili mac. So as you can see, we've got cheese in here, and then we're going to top it with more cheese. What I'm going to do now, all those heat lovers out there, not including Cindy, we're going to grab some cayenne pepper and just sort of place it on top. Now, with the salt and pepper, let's go ahead and add that in now. Again, just a taste, so I'm not going to add very much, because I really don't think this needs a lot, because last time we really hardly added any. So, and then while that's going, I'm going to also grab my cayenne, open up the sprinkle side, and again, just put in as much as you guys want. I'm not putting in very much. Again, I just add a little bit of flavor for just a little bit of heat. We're going to get that stirred in. Excuse me. Now, what we're going to do with this is I'm going to take the rest of our cheese and come in here and sprinkle it right here on top. So we spread it out. Now we're going to take our lid, put our lid right back on top of that. I'm going to take it fully off the heat now, and that residual heat's going to melt that cheese for us. So while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and turn you around for the send-off. And then once...
I'm showing you, you didn't plate it.
Can I finish? I'm going to turn you guys around for the send-off. And then once I get done with the send-off, the cheese should be melted. And then I can go back and plate it, and then we'll be done for the night. So, guys, thanks for coming in and cooking with me. It was a really fun time. Hopefully you got a lot out of this one. The seasoning's going to be really good for you, I think. Just like I said, if you aren't a hot person, stay away from the cayenne. Let me know, guys, seriously, drop some messages in my Facebook page or in the group page, and let me know if you guys are interested in Wednesday or not at all, which is fine, either one. And then that way I can start to get things ready and get an ingredient list out to you guys. So again, guys, thanks for coming in, and if I don't see you next week, we'll see you the following week. Keep an eye out for the ingredients and stuff, and we'll go ahead and turn you back around. We'll get this plated up. And then we'll see you guys next time. So hang on, and we'll get these plated up. So I'll turn you guys back around, just to give us a little bit of time for that cheese to melt, just like that. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take, I think I'm going to get a different spoon, though. Actually, let's easily use our ladle. Well, you know what? Maybe not. Sorry, guys. Metal with this pan is not very good. So this might not be as pretty as we'd hoped. So, but anyways, plating purposes is just what it is. We're just going to scoop some of this out. Get some of that nice gooey cheese on top. Just like that. Then we'll get some nice gooey cheese for Kim. Just like that. All right, guys, there we go. Cheesy chili mac, and again, I hope you guys really enjoy it. The flavor is going to be outstanding. That cheese is going to be the goodness that you guys always love with cheese. And then, of course, it's going to be nice for a nice cool day. Well, which obviously, unfortunately, isn't today. But again, looking into the future during the fall and the spring, this would be a great meal. So make it Saturday, yeah, Kim said. So that way it'll be nice and cool. Outside, 50 degrees they're calling for. So, guys, thanks for coming in. And until next time, we will be seeing you. Take care.